right, we are live. Perisno Live, episode number 5. I am Michadr. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Once again, if you missed the start of the stream or whatever, we haven't done too much yet, but it'll work like all the other streams. The giveaway is live as well. Type exclamation point giveaway to get information, exclamation point enter, and all that fun stuff. You know the vibes, you know the drill. And a few guests might be joining. I know Arlaygio said he'll come. MS Warlord should be on as well. CWR might join in, so we might have a bunch in the house. The plan for today is to go over the giveaway stuff as well, just to get more giveaway time. But also we'll be playing Perisno 0.3, so that should be fun. Just to go back and see how Perisno has changed since the first release version, the first public version of Perisno, way back in 2013, and going over some new changes in 1.4. And I do plan on doing one of the changes for 1.4 just to show you guys how some of the modding stuff works. We will be removing elephants in today's stream. The elephants are bugged. They work, but their hitboxes are all messed up. So we'll be doing that live. I got the purple pink background today. I decided that's gonna work. Usually green or whatever, but purple is the way to go today. Welcome to it's Saturday night. It is roughly 8 p.m. over here. And welcome to whoever joins in later on. Hail to the chief, MS Warlord, indeed. Rip dragons and elephants. Yes, rip dragons and elephants. Well, we'll go into the game, right? We'll go over the elephants and show you guys the hitboxes. I'm sure you're well aware of how funky they are. So, first off and foremost, before the other guys show up, before Warlord comes on voice, I believe he's doing this on his channel as well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if CWR will be on, but Arlaygio will most likely be on as well. So we'll see. All right. I believe this, I'm just checking my screen to see if everything worked out. And let me get this going here. I didn't do any feedback forums. I did want to. Unfortunately, I didn't. I'll post one today for next week's live stream. So let's go full screen. All right. We'll get rid of this giveaway thing on the right so you can see the full screen. Chats off. Yeah, we don't want chats on. We want alerts on. We want giveaways off. Right on. So, Mount&Blade Warband. We got the elusive 1.4 right over here, but we're going to click this one 0.3. And where are you? 0.3 right over here, guys. Version Perisno 0.3, June 9th of 2013. The first official release version of Perisno. And it had 5,905 downloads. One today, that was me. I downloaded Perisno. I did not have this version on my computer. There's a whole ton of versions here that I don't have on my computer right now. All the way back from 2013 also as well. Once again, Oath of the Ancient Kingdom, a submod for Perisno. We might play that next week. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But anyway, let's go back to the changelog back in 0.3. And this was for Warband 1.153. So I'm not 100% sure if this is actually going to work with Warband, because this is a version 1.174. This was designed for an older version of Warband. So if it crashes, this will be you'll have to get a different Warband to play it. But anyway, old Perisno artwork right over here. And Diplomacy 4.3. New sounds, more weapons, new map icons. The skills decreased over time. A long period of time eliminated. What? Skills increasing over time. Oh yeah, as you got older in native, you lose some skill. Depended how old you got. I eliminated that part. That was annoying to me. So you won't lose any skill. New crosshair. Elephants. The elephants were added way back in 0.3. Kind of ironic. We're going to be eliminating it today in today's stream. So Change menu outlook, new UI, I suppose, more horses, and new banners. All right, let's get into it. Perisno. Let's make sure my stuff is ready to go here. I do want it on a windowed mode. Start windowed. Let's place that in the background. Anti-aliasing off, shadow quality. All right. Do we want cheats on? Yeah, cheats are on, whatever. All right, let's get into it. I want to get this all the way up here. This is all it does this right as a start. There you go. Oh, I totally forgot about this screen. Mount&Blade Warband, loading textures. This was a very old screen. Very old screen. Loading time was pretty quick, and it still had the original Mount&Blade textures and all that fun stuff. I don't have any save games. Let's start a new game. Let's see what we got. We got a stretch picture of an elephant. Welcome adventure Perisno. To Perisno. You can choose whatever you path you would. Whatever, man. I did not spell check this. The limits are endless. So enough with this. On to adventure. All right, let's do mail. Let's just do this. Man, this menu is terrible. All right, you can pick a banner right off the bat. These are old native banners, more or less. Yeah. We'll do the chicken. We'll do the red chicken. Yeah. We'll do McChicken. We're doing the 0.3 McChicken adventures. Let's get into it. We'll do my Iron Flesh up. I don't think we'll play more than 15 minutes of this. Welcome, maybe, I don't know. I can't believe I released this without spell checking. Athletics, no, I don't. Never. We won't dive into this. Oh, these old face. They look bad. What does the McChicken look like? Something like this. That's a good looking McChicken. Should be an old McChicken. Good looking McChicken right there. Chicken of McNugget. We'll go. Oh no, there's nothing. There's still native factions in here. What? Oh no, this opening. This opening scene. I totally forgot about this. And there's no sprinting. No, don't shoot me.
How old is this version of Perisno?
It's 0. We're playing 0.3. Oh, this is terrible. I'm playing as McChicken back in 0.3. I honestly don't know what to expect because I haven't played this in ages. I haven't played this since 2013.
I honestly...
Okay. Merchant crap. I don't care about this guy. Let's go. I'm worth this. Let's go. Okay, we still have the native map. I should turn this off right now. Great. Right. Is there anything that changed? Like diplomacy's here. I know that much. Okay.
I just want to see some Drahara elephant.
Okay, let me see if I have them here. I did add elephants. So let's
See some
yeah, let's get them in here. Let me see actually. What all is in here? No, I don't want to walk around. Oh man, these old native scenes. Let's find an item. Let's see what we got here. Native stuff.
You've got the rooster shield you can't lose.
No, yeah. Battered old round shield. I honestly don't remember any of this stuff. we got the strange stuff over here. 90% of this is still native, so that's fine. Okay, now we got some OSP stuff coming up. A bunch of bad-looking horse designs. I didn't like any of these. These are all gone right now. Those weird patterns. These are still in the mod. Elven helms. Oh no. Got some more elven stuff. Let's take this. Redwood's elf armor and take this elven thing here. Should have enough money. Let's cheat. Cheat some money. Alright. No, we got a texture step. Okay. Okay, we got a war elephant right over here. We'll take that. And an Elvari blade. Might take that. Let's take it for the heck of it. Get some Elvari arrows. Throwback Thursdays, if it was Thursday. Man, this stuff looks bad. I need more. Oh, we got some camels as well. We'll buy one of these. Mr. Camel. Okay, this is it. So we got the Dark Forest Ranger Bow and the Ranger Blade. I want this one as well. So we need a bow, so we'll take this one. Gee, 89,000. What's the cheat now to do like 100 grand at once? Right on. Alright, I think we're outfitted now. Let's go into my... Don't try this at home. Right. Get my strength up. We need some power draw, we need some riding. Not sure how much riding we need. We got 3 already, let's see what we got. We'll wear this. We'll wear the helm. We need 6 for the elephant. Did we remove this? I think we removed this. I haven't seen it in a long time. There's Redwood's elf armor. Oh, they're still called Redwoods back then. I completely forgot about this, Redwood. But we need riding 6, so let's get riding 6. Into more agility. I know there's a quicker way of doing this, but I forgot off the top of my head. So really, I might break this even. One more. We did have an in-depth cheat menu in later versions, but 0.3 was so bare bones, we don't even have a new map on here. There you go. Alright, let's see what we can do. We're a party of 1. Let's go fight some... I don't know what else we got new here. Looters. No, let's not fight looters. This is pretty much the extent of the changes in 0.3.
That is some awesome looking armor.
It is. I don't remember if we removed it or not, or why we removed it. But it fits with the McChicken theme, so we'll keep it. I want to go to... Who are we going to fight here? Let's go all the way over here. Alright. No, I'm going to fight some dudes. Why are no lords out here? Okay, I got somebody. Sea Raiders. Let's fight some Sea Raiders.
I will drink from your skull!
I gotta turn off the cheats 1 sec. There's way too much going on here. Okay, this is the elephant way back in 0.3. Looks like a baby elephant. It's still massive. Clipping through everything. McChicken's gonna raid Sea Raiders. And there's no map. Okay, there's no map in the corner. I'm like, no. Can they hit me up here? Oh, no. They're not doing any damage. They're not doing anything. I can't see. I can't believe we actually have it. Should have been a scene prop. I gotta get down. Get me out of here. Turn on the This brings back memories. Like chicken on the prowl. I don't think it's possible for them to kill me with armor. We have officially broken the mod. They're running. Run away. There's no sprinting. Great. Shot him in the back. Are you not gonna run? 0 damage. I do not wish to retreat. I don't remember. I don't think we have an after battle death cam in this one yet. Feels so slow. Okay, first bunch of loot. Yeah, we'll remove that word if it looks terrible. Okay.
The death cam is excellent. I'm so pleased that it works so well.
Yeah. It's a really good feature. I couldn't play a mod without it. I think it's something every mod needs. I think most mods do have it if you're smart. Right, if I'm correct, let's see what else we have up here. Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the changes. The new items. There's no new factions yet. Basically just native with a bunch of new changes, 0.3. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We got a really bad looking, it seemed like it was created in paint. So yeah, we got some new, the old horse charging artwork over here as well. This big block of Mount&Blade thing takes away from it, so. Yeah, that was Perisno 0.3, The Adventures of Michadr, way back in 2013. So that's about as long as I can play that, so. All right, let's get on. I'm gonna check if Arlaygio is gonna show up. I think he wants to show up a few things. He's over here soon. Can you hear me good, Warlord? How's the sound? Or is there a stream delay?
You sound perfect, and I'm about to go live with you here in about 5 minutes.
All right, sounds good. I think CWR dropped off, which is all right. So as he comes back, we'll see about it. I want to do a little dev interview with him. He's one of the older Perisno devs, but he's not on right now, so we'll see. Get out of here.
I will be sharing your stream and tuning in.
Right. I'm pretty sure a few others will join as well. But
in other words, I'll be live on cam.
Okay. Cool. Let's see here. What was I going to do next? I had a few things coming up. I wasn't prepared as much as I wanted to be, but we're going to go over some Perisno lore next. Perisno Map In. Let's switch this up for a little bit. Okay. Once again, for the newer followers, newer people watching, if you haven't joined in the giveaway, be sure to do so with !enter. And obviously, !points to see how many points you have currently for the leaderboard. We currently have 21 entrants, 455 tickets purchased. And if you're on Discord, make sure to go in the live stream channel, which is up here. Giveaways channel, my bad. And react to the giveaway bot. And you can have a chance of winning an extra entrant. Or entry, my bad. Okay, let's keep moving along. We're going to go over some lore here pretty quickly. I want to get this going here. Make sure my 1.4 is ready to go as well. We'll be loading that up in a second. I want to make sure I don't want to show something I don't want to show. All right. We have the Perisno timeline up here currently. And let's get on the screen. All right, just making sure I don't show any stuff I don't want to show yet. Okay, right on. And currently the Warband timeline starts at... Just left again. Current Warband timeline. 395. Current Warband timeline, Perisno starts. And I want to go as far back... What was that? Let's do 100B or 200.
What did I miss?
No, not much, not much. We're just I just played Perisno 0.3. It lasted about 10-15 minutes. So, not too much. Welcome. I was going to go over some lore stuff, whatever you had to share as well, and then I'm going to jump into 1.4 and do some live modding. Well, we have some people on the live. I think Warlord's on as well. Where's my voice? All right. Can you hear me?
Mitch, I'm here.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Sorry. I had you muted. My bad. Sorry about that.
What are we talking about today?
I went over an old version of Perisno just to see where it all started out. Then I'm jumping into some lore stuff. And then I'm going to be going over some live modding, I guess. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and whatever else you have to share as well. I did invite CWR too. I'm not sure if he'll show up. MS Warlord's going to be here, so.
Nice. He's the older guy playing the mod, right?
Yeah, he's doing those live streams, so I shared him in the channel a few times.
Nice.
All right. Before I continue, I wanted to share something. Are you feeling better, or how's life?
Are you talking about my dad?
Well, about more you're in general, I guess.
Things are. I'm kind of brain tired,
Yeah.
but I am passionate enough to talk about Perisno.
Fair enough. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was able to do the stream tonight, but I didn't want to push it off till tomorrow because I know I have some people over tomorrow, so I wasn't sure. All right, so
That's fair.
yeah, I don't want to go this for too long. We'll probably go for we've been live for, let's see, 38 minutes already, so I might go for a total of an hour. I don't want to show too much today.
Yeah. So what part of the lore were you going to look at today?
Basically, I want to go over a little more of Aracanus, the story of Aracanus a little bit.
Good. He should basically be the main character.
Yeah. And there's I'm sure a few people have know a little bit about Aracanus. Man, I can't talk today. All right. I've gone over the timeline right now, so let's jump into that. If you have anything to add, anything to share, feel free. I'm not going to go too far back, and all of this is subject to change. We're going to go to about 100 to 200 BE, when the Telranians first landed in Perisno. The Kingdom of Telrania was founded around 125. The Limbard Knights, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't covered 100%. In the future, we'll be going over some more Limbard stuff, some more Telranian stuff. Once the website is up, when we release 1.4, we'll have more lore stuff as well. This is just a basic timeline featuring up to the current land of Perisno, or the current timeline of Warband. At 296, we had a common land in Perisno, and same year, a large number of nobles break away from Elentor, which eventually became the Realm of the Falcon. And 3 years later, 299, the Realm of the Falcon was founded. 297, the Kulan is landed in Perisno. Eventually became the Kulan Horde. Going over to 300 to 400 BE, the Hakan Empire becomes a nation. Galdar declares itself a kingdom. We might go in depth in that in a little bit later episode. Macavia becomes a kingdom. We haven't talked too much about Macavia, and unfortunately we can't talk too much about him today because there's still too much to go over. And
Macavia is ridiculous. Like, if you look at the baseline for the lore we've had up to this point, they're one of the territories that have been populated for the longest amount of time. And if you want to compare it against real-world history, the amount of factions that probably rose and fell in that territory and then just the name was forgotten to history. And yeah, like 2,000 years of history at least in that area. So
yeah. Once I have more stuff on the website, me and Arlaygio have a lot of stuff to go over. We'll show you more of it to you guys. But right today we can't talk too much about Macavia itself. But yeah, we'll continue on. Drahar becomes unified. Basically, they were a bunch of tribes and it became one big nation. Reich des Drachen ships land in Perisno, and the real war begins right over here. Valhir clan lands in Perisno. A lot of new factions or new people land in Perisno around this 100 years. 300 to 400.
I have a question.
What's that?
So if the Valahur clan lands in Perisno, were they always on that island to the north, kind of, or did they only recently come to the island?
Well, if you look at the Warband map, we got land bridges, so it's technically not an island in Warband, but it is really an island. So yes, there's supposed to be more islands around Perisno to the north that are technically part of Perisno, but once again, Warband limitations don't allow us to add them yet. So in future future Bannerlord mods, whatever, we'll be able to do all this stuff. But yeah. 395 is the current Warband timeline. Excuse me. And 395 is where the game starts. And then the same year, if you push it off long enough, the Zan invade. I do know MS Warlord in his live streams. He's been pushing that off for a while. I'm really interested to see when he turns that back on. Let's see how it goes. 395, Pemina Castle is seized by a massive Zan army. And there's some more stuff coming with that because Telrania and I'm spacing out today. Limbard have a massive fight with the Zan. So that's in the future timeline. Because
really? Do you think you're going to reduce the Zan to like this tiny faction that got pushed all the way back to the west and no one really wanted to finish them off because it was too much trouble, and so they just become like the enemies of Limbard in the future?
The thing is, I haven't really thought much about the Zan in the future, because if we do go to Bannerlord, 495 it's the time I do want to start the next Perisno. So the thing is about the Zan, I haven't really done too much head canon on that. I honestly don't know the direction to go with that. I left it off at them taking or sieging Pemina Castle from Telrania. And you'll see these are not the final notes I have. These are just the ones I want to show to the public right now. So there's some stuff I'll send to you later to see if it makes sense and all that stuff. So we'll see where we want to take the Zan exactly. But here's the going forward to the year 400 to 500. The Reich des Drachen invade and wipe out the Soot Giants. Same year they wipe out the Bakals. Illica and Cretus merge. Illican Empire they merge to combat the Reich. 427, the few remaining giants are saved by the Illican as they seek shelter in the mountains. So basically, what I've been figuring out is we're going to put the Illica nation where the giants currently are, and they basically take their land because they're reduced, and the giants have to flee, and they have to seek protection, or else they'll be wiped out completely. So giants become a minor faction. Once again, not sure. I'm not 100% sure in the Dawn yet. We'll talk about that in future lore streams. The Sut is renamed, becomes the capital of the Illican Empire. I think that would be an interesting thing to look at as well. And in year 429, King Torlian dies from a battle wound at age 93. And once again, for the newer people who are not as familiar with Perisno lore, humans last... I think I have it open here. Let me bring it up.
150 years in Perisno?
Yeah, 150, and I want to bring it up so I don't miss...
That's really interesting, Mitch, because that's exactly what they did for Dark Souls.
Really?
They extended the average human age to 150.
Mm-hmm.
Also, humans in Dark Souls are stronger than in real life. In Perisno they are too, but not by that much.
Mm-hmm. So I did write it down. I have it in my notes here so I don't misspeak or miss whatever. The average age of a Perisno human is 100 to 150. So they do last longer and they're stronger. The Nephali, average age 180 to 250, though some have reached a lot older than that, over 300. And the dwarves and the giants, I haven't really done much of their age yet. They're obviously become a lot older as well. So, times, whatever. I have my notes open here. And yeah, King Torlian dies from a battle wound at age 93. And then Count Lynerius becomes king of Telrania, which is really interesting for people who follow Telranian lore in whole. 431, Reich des Drachen invades and destroys the Valir clan. And the Valir clan become a minor faction. You'll notice, as we go through the lore, or the future, what happens in Perisno, a lot of factions are being wiped out. And the Reich just becomes this insane power faction, or war-hungry faction. Reich des Drachen invades Kayakat. The dwarves beat them back as they long distance from the Reich homeland cuts off their main supply. Once again, these are just notes, or just timeline notes. I have notes that go much further into detail, but we'll go over the timeline just for now. 434, Reich turns their attention to Drahara and declares war. Well, they thought, hey, we can't take the dwarves, we'll try Drahara next. Excuse me. Kaiser Otto is killed in battle. His daughter Birgit seeks peace with Drahara. So Kaiser Otto is killed. He's the main antagonist. He wants to take over all this land and whatever. He gets killed, and his daughter sees a lot of players' favorite female in the Reich des Drachen. She feels like war is too much, going on too much. She needs to get her father's body back to her homeland and seek peace. 435. No sooner has the Reich army retreated than the new faction. We haven't revealed the new faction's name. This is not the faction that replaces Venator. This is a newer faction it will most likely not come in Warband. So, a new faction invades along with the help of the assassins of Raoul Dun. They force Drahara into submission, which is no easy task because of Drahara's size. And Drahara becomes a minor faction, is once again forced into fragmented tribes. So
I would say, Mitch, that because the Draharans are divided tribes at first, they're just united because of this one great ruler who kind of came around and united them all. Well, the reason it was possible for Drahara to get absorbed by this new faction is because some of the Draharan tribes wanted to go back to having more power. They felt mistreated after they joined up with the other ones, so they just betrayed them and worked with the new faction that's rising up. They defected, so to speak.
That makes sense. And that goes along with the assassins as well, because they're not really allies, but they're not really
assassins work undercover within a existing faction, so
yeah.
And it's easy to see, I think, in the lore that Drahara is not strongly united. There's just this one charismatic guy who's a lot like the player character who united them, and once the whole faction would probably politically fall apart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw your note on the castle. My bad. We'll fix that.
No problem.
All right. 437. Field Marshal Gunner suddenly dies, and Lady Gwendana claims power. Claims. This is an important statement for all of you Realm of the Falcon enthusiasts. She claims power. She renames the Realm of the Falcon to a new faction. And obviously, there's going to be some internal struggle because of this claim and wanting to change some important political and faction stuff. So we won't go to.
Maybe she would want to push it to be more militaristic out of necessity and a little less free. I mean, unfortunately, in history, that's what a lot of governments do. They become, they seize more power. You know, they don't generally become better over time. They become worse.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought, though. I don't know a lot about that claimant and what she says, so I should definitely look over the NPC and see what her ideals are before I start spouting too many ideas.
Once again, these are just intro notes that I've written down. There's a lot more stuff that I've written that goes more into depth of what happens with these dates. So, but yeah, you got a good point. And some stuff that 452 Queen Arwen is usurped by her daughter Lithridel. There's a lot of talk internal with the team right now of what happened with Elentor. But yeah, Queen Arwen, she's kind of in between. So war is declared on Galdor and Arullo, and
it would be nice to give her a name that's not reminiscent of or taken from Lord of the Rings. I think everyone agrees on that at least.
That's a good point.
Maybe we should have our fans submit name ideas because I haven't been able to think of any. I know that.
Yeah. I'll write that down. So we can work on that. I know we talk about every time we bring up her name, we talk about changing it. So.
Didn't she used to have a different name before Arwen? Maybe we could base it off the old name if it's not literally outright better to go back to.
I'm going to look it up because you're probably right.
Yeah, you have the older version of Perisno like right now, right?
It's 0.3, and the older changes there were not even a new map. There weren't new factions. They're basically just iteration. I would have to find the version on ModDB. Let me see here. I would have to find the version where we changed it, I guess, and go back and see. I'm guessing around 0.7 something. But yeah, it would take a bit going back and see what would change. So.
Yeah.
But 452, Arullo as a faction are wiped out due to some unknown causes. Speculation galore right there. So Arullo no longer exists in 452, which strikes it as interesting. 453.
Good to have mysteries in the lore. You want the fans to try to make their own theories about some things, even if you really know the answer. Don't give it away until, well, maybe much, much later.
Yeah. Galdor claims the western isolated land where the Arullo used to reside. So Galdor sees this, whatever happened. We won't disclose it just yet. They take the islands of the Arullo, and they have a chance to become a little bigger instead of the small corner they had near Elentor, which helps them a great deal. And then 457, Hakan Empire declares war on Elentor. And same year, Hakan gets reinforcement mercenaries from their homeland to help fight Elentor. Lithridel, I can't say names. Anyway, she and
Elentor, I think.
Yeah.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Uh-oh.
There's a few, everyone says it different. It's fine. And Elentor are forced to seek peace with Galdor. This is really important. Hakan, I guess, at that time, their ruler decides they want to, for some reason, attack Elentor and throw all their... Because they got these mercenaries coming from their homeland, they attack Elentor, and Elentor can't fight on two fronts, and they have to force peace with Galdor, even though it's really hard for them. 458, the Clymorian raiding parties attack Telrania and Elentor endlessly, and some more stuff that 458. But yeah, that's basically leading up to the 100 years after the current warband timeline for the Perisno lore enthusiasts. Not much to add there, I guess, unless Arlaygio has a few things.
Something people used to bring up, and they say, okay, where was Clymoria in the past? To the far east? I mean, the far west? And I would say no, Mitch actually wanted Clymoria to live in the desert. The only reason in recent times they're in the east, attacking Limbard and Talrania, is because, well, A, Mitch just wanted to put them in a place that's kind of out of the way rather than have Clymorians roaming around the desert, because they're really tough to fight. And if they were in Drahara, that's a big time for trading, and the troops are so powerful.
Yeah.
It just made more sense for balance to put them out of the way. And my lore explanation is Limbard is a subjective state to the ancient kingdom of Perisno. And the reason Clymoria is over there is because they hate Perisno's ancient allies, the Limbardians. So they're just going to try to take their land, and they're going to try to take Panmendok Castle someday.
Yeah. So right now, in a future version of Perisno, I have the Limbards currently. Let me get my paint. I believe we have them over. Let me see here. So here's Leuven. Lesbier's up here. We got 4 of the Macavians up here. Okay, I'm just trying to find myself. So here would be the castle up here for the Impamina Castle, and then the Limbardians in the current. What do you call it? The current state of the game. They're over here.
Yeah, that's their only 5. It's really out of the way.
Yeah.
It would be good horse breeding territory, grazing territory for animals.
And eventually, the Clymorians push further into Telrania over this area, this section. And there's some quests that I want to implement in a future version. I just haven't gotten to it yet, which brings more Clymorian stuff or Clymorian lore into play. And I'm not sure how far you're off with the new Clymorian armor. Not really important yet, but once we get to that part, we'll probably have a Clymorian update, maybe around 1.5, 1.6. I'm not even sure yet.
Yeah, I would love to get a Clymorian update.
Yeah, but as Arlaygio said, the Clymorians used to reside around here, this area, in the lower area. Well, this map, man, it's really hard to tell everything perfectly. So let me get this correct so I don't make a mistake. Because here's the lake, the main lake of Perisno right now. We have
I call that the Great Lake of Gaul, the really big lake. Just named it after Gaul. Maybe it needs its own name.
It needs its own name, yeah. That is one of the main lakes in Perisno, because Galloway, or Gaul, whatever you want to call it, this is the ancient, what do you call it now? Man, I'm messing up my,
Oh, and Mitch, that lake is where I want to put the mountain that the humans were originally created on before the mountain was destroyed. And that's in part 2 of the Genesis story we're writing for the anthology. Check that out.
That's going to be interesting to go over, that's for sure, when it's ready. Anyway, Galway is the ancient capital of the ancient kingdom of Perisno. So I'll erase. Yeah. So right over here, I have the Perisnoans settling around this area. Roughly, because this map is not 100% perfect. So they settled around this area. They around the lake. They spread out below the lake as well. And then I'm gonna make the Clymorians black. The Clymorians had this area over here, roughly, right? So the Clymorians, as they met, pushed up here. And while Perisno was settling and moving south as well, their borders kind of, I guess, would be along this line here. And that would be disputed borders as well for Clymorian and Perisno, because that is the main antagonist. 2 factions that fought each other in ancient fights, or the ancient wars. Elentor, let's make them light green. They would obviously be over here.
The same place they've always been.
Yeah, they're about the same place. Down the up down these woods, all this stuff. While Geldar, take the yellow. They used to be part of Elentor. We'll go over that in a bit. And they resided in this area over here, obviously. And they were.
Mitch, because you have so much history, what if in the past Elentor was under a different name and the faction had... I understand if you think this is a bad idea and you don't want to do it, as always, sir. I was thinking of suggesting, because you know that in the current lore, Elentor eventually expanded so far north that they were like at the borders of what is currently the Reichlands.
Do you mean northeast? Because
Yeah, northeast. They basically Elentor owned Gaul at one point, and this is probably long after the Perisno.
Mhm.
This is long after the Perisno kingdom, because I took all the existing lore in the game and I did my best to organize it and tell you what I think. And um, in fact, Elentor's impact on Falki culture, they fought against the Falki at some point, and they were archers. I presume that they did a pretty good job fighting the Falki birds. That Cretus, which is a split off from the Falki, remembered how powerful Elentor is, and the Cretus army is built to counter because of just how much power Elentor had in the past and what it had conquered.
yeah, that's a fair assessment. But right now, what I'm trying to we'll get to that. But what I'm going over here is the time period between Perisno, Clamoria. You mentioned the Falki, which would be roughly up here. That's all the Falki lands up here. And they actually, so they would have to cross all the way over here to meet each other, which they did. So, but Macavia was up here. Macavia, like, you could actually cross up here, technically, back then, without meeting Macavians, because Macavians were all the way up here in this section, and they were not that big, and they kept to themselves. So
There were probably a bunch of smaller tribes,
Yeah.
not a united nation yet at all, and some of the tribes probably princes. And I think early Macavian history we could keep vague just to make it easy on us, because they're not writing down books. They're not a big united civilized society like the Perisnoan kingdom is.
yeah, that's a good assessment as well. But yeah, so the Illicans, the Macavians, Perisno over here, Clamorians over here, and Flasker, and where did the Venatorian Empire come from? I'm glad you asked. Venatorian Empire actually got retconned, right? They won't be retconned in 1.4, but they're going to be changed. So they're going to be replaced by a new faction. Let me bring that up quickly. I think I went over this in the last. Live stream, but I'm going to go over it again. They're going to be replaced by a faction called Soikheim. And let's go over their lore as well here, so face is too bright. Basically, around the year 709. So to get reference on 709, let me get over to my timeline. So is it B? Yeah, 709 B, which will be all the way. I don't want to go too far up because there's some stuff I don't want to show here yet. So yeah, 709. That's way back when. So originally 800 BE, the original Perillo, which are the Perisno humans, had settled in the central part of the lens. 795 BE, 5 years later, the original kingdom of Perisno was formed. 766, the Clamorians slaughtered dwarves and stole the first beast eggs. 755, Macarius Melandrius, House Melandrius, all the houses of Perisno are named, is named the first king to the throne of Perisno. And in this year, 709, the Kolshevites are absorbed into the kingdom of Perisno. The Kolshevites eventually become our people that become Soikheim. So, 693, the Soikheim people split from the kingdom of Perisno, and they became an empire in 692, a year later, or declared themselves as one. Not real an empire because they're not that big yet. And then 612, Limbard absorbed the kingdom of Perisno. Anyway, back to your question of what happened to Venator. Venator is just Venator right now.
Volcano erupts.
Yeah, and in your headcanon
And
lore,
everybody dies.
Yeah. In your volcano, your volcano kills all the Venator people, blah, blah, blah. History's over. In short, Venator's not that important. It never existed. It's just there in Warband just to have a little more flavor. But what happened to Venator's retcon replacement is Soikheim. So in year 709, the Kolshevites were absorbed into the kingdom of Perisno, for the most part in peaceful transition. And that's how Perisno became bigger, because they absorbed smaller tribes and smaller nations. These nations saw at Perisno they were not really war hungry. They saw them as they could protect them, and that is how Perisno grew. And the Kolshevites were one such tribe. The small tribe of people had mostly accepted Perisno's growth into the central woodlands. If we bring up the map, that will be around Galway, woodlands, over here, so I'll make it green. So
and it's important to note that these smaller factions, they wanted to join the Kingdom of Perisno because it was so fair and upright, and they wanted the military protection, and they wanted to be under the protection of the king's laws for their own citizens.
Yeah.
It just was a good deal for them. We're going to write about some of the smaller tribes that existed in. Anyone know the Masturian Knights currently in game? They're just a mercenary group that you can hire. I think that Masturia might become one of the tribes that joined Perisno. We also have Eben and Limbard and the Julvanites. And the Julvanites eventually became the Eagle Knights. We've shared some information on that in the past, if some of you recall.
Do you know how to spell that? You mean Mestranian?
Maybe. I don't use those troops very much. I see them in the taverns, and you can hire them. They do have a rather unique armor setup going, though, and so that's kind of the basis for a culture.
I'm trying to find them on the wiki right now, and okay, I found them. Got them. Yeah, Messerian. Ah, man, I'm not gonna even pronounce it today. Mesnerian Knights. Don't have a lot of information on the wiki, but basically, yeah, level 40. They're basically.
Sure, people, even a small mercenary band you can hire in taverns, getting some lore added to them.
Yeah. It's nice when you talk to certain troops or certain NPCs and they talk about lore. It's a good way to introduce new stuff.
Yeah, and then you reward the player for exploring the maps and just talking to people, and it creates more immersion. People really love it.
Yeah. So Plasker...
I'm going to make a point to have more lore NPCs once I get the more important things I'm modding taken care of. And of course, any lore information cleared by you is canon before it's added in.
Mm-hmm. So, got a question for Plasker. Were you a fan of Venator up till the retcon? Anyway, let's keep going for Soikheim. I know I went over this in the last stream, but I'm sure some of you missed it. The Kolshevites were made up mostly of villages. Those who lived predominantly in the forest had accepted King Macarius' invite to join the kingdom. However, there was a small group among the Kolshevites who refused to accept the culture and religion of the one god, who the Perisnoans, or the Perisno people, followed. Every attempt by Macarius to call the trouble and uprising that these fanatics brought forth was met with great opposition. Within a few years, they had grown to a rather large size and had become known as the Soikheim. That's what they call themselves. On a cold winter night remembered as the godless blood moon, 25 members of the self-proclaimed fanatics murdered a gathering of priests. Their bodies were strewn over the city streets. Before city guards caught on to the massacre, the Soikheim vanished into the night. The following morning, the words were written in blood were found in the nearby buildings. Soikheim watches in your wake. Tread lightly, step quietly. We promise nothing cannot break. So basically, fighting words, they declared war on their own kingdom. King Macarius was outraged, but every attempt to hunt down these murderers proved fruitless. Over the next decade, on the same date every year, the Soikheim fanatics would strike on a unsuspected village. The methods were always the same, murdering innocent people and leaving their mark. The sightings reported on the Soikheim were often noted by their masks and robes. So that's going to be a big thing once we implement this faction, is what they wear, and they're basically a bunch of fanatics who follow teachings of crazy people.
One thing about their religion, I think I talked about, I'm not sure if you wanted this to be canon yet or not, but I was suggesting that the reason they wear masks and robes is because they have this important belief in the removal of personal identity. You should pretty much always wear a mask, and you should pretty much always cover your body in robes. And the idea of personhood being removed to achieve something greater that's artificial. Supposedly it's greater, and supposedly it comes with its rewards, but does it really? It's kind of a dark religion, so...
I thought I had my concept saved, but I don't have the mask stuff saved here, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would show you guys. I do have it on Discord, but it would take me a few minutes to find it, so not that important right now.
One idea with the masks is that maybe some of them have spikes facing inwards, and once a priest reaches a certain level within the religion, they put a spiked mask on that deforms their face permanently and can never be turned off. But the dark spirits that they worship give them power, kind of like the Nephali enchantments that you can wear. Because Perisno does have a little bit of magic. It's just humans can't generate their own magic. You need either an item that's enchanted by a spirit or the direct power of a spirit. That's why there are no wizards in Perisno.
Yeah, good insight. I zoned off here a little bit, but I heard what you said. I was trying to find the concepts of the toy kind, but we'll do it in later stream. But yeah, I like your comment on the masks. I'm really interested to see what kind of models they'll make for their masks and stuff.
I may have Byzantine do it because he really likes that. He likes the more far out stuff at Perisno. You know, I like the more grounded stuff. And if he enjoys doing it and create good designs, I'll totally let him do it. I might, because I'm more skilled right now, I may make the like super important units so that they have that level of detail. But I'm really excited about bringing Byzantium on the team when the time comes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Catching up on chat, I like your armor, but I can't really say that much about him. I think I only unlocked them twice. Too busy with other stuff them out. Yeah, it's fair. There will be certain armor and certain assets moved from Venator over to Hakan, like the Sabalevalar stuff, for example.
I'm sorry I dropped out. Where are we now?
I'm just going over to the chat right now. He was still asking about Venator. How do you actually pronounce Lesbire? How do you pronounce it, Arlaygio?
I just say Lesbir. I think it's actually the name of an important city in Belgium, which is cool. So
okay. I know there's a few German names that are actually names in Germany, which were done on purpose. For some of you,
for Talrania?
No,
because that is fine. Talrania is a Western European-based faction.
I mean for the Reich des Drachen.
Okay.
Let's see, Lesbir. I want to know the true. So if you search Lesbir, it is the first topic that comes up is from Perisno, which is pretty cool.
Oh, good. Maybe it's an original name then, and we can be proud of that, huh?
I cannot find anything else. Yeah.
I want to give Lesbir a unique scene, by the way. Probably low priority. Can't give all the love to Talrania after all, and they've gotten a lot before I had to take care of things. So.
Yeah. I still want to get that Talranian artwork in the next version, but still waiting on responses. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I can't make anyone do anything. I just tell them, I forgot, we're coming, it's coming. All right, let's keep going. Where was I here with this Hoigheim? Any fanatics that were caught committing suicide before any whereabouts of their leaders were uncovered. So basically, when they were caught, they just committed suicide and killed themselves. A familiar tactic with some. A large number were caught in the act around the year 694B, and many were killed in the struggle. The Soikheim officially declared their own nation in the year 693 when they broke away from Perisno. So that's basically the backstory of the faction that replaces Venator. And once again, they will not be coming in 1.4. Venator will still be present in 1.4, but there will be no mention it because I have them removed from the website. I have them. They're still in the wiki, but that's about it.
Yeah, it looks like for 1.4 assets go, we already have Talrania coming in, and what was the other? We already have Cretus coming in. The final piece will be fixing some of the Perisno troops and redoing the noble troop stuff. And I will definitely be able to have that done before Christmas.
Yeah. Did you just leak the 1.4 release? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Oh dear.
I'm
Fired
just-
for revealing information.
I'm just messing with
soon.
you. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Yeah. I wanted to go over one more lore piece that I figured people will be interested in. Let me bring it up here. For this still work in progress. 296, 118, way back when. Aracanus. I have to find it here 1 second. I wanted to go over the Battle of Vynguard. Have you looked at that yet?
We are enjoying this on my stream, especially the lore guys. Thanks so much.
Or
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you're playing Perisno for everybody now. What's his name? War Sword? No. Warlord. MS Warlord. Okay.
Yep. So, I got an interesting lore piece we'll go over, and then I will probably... Let me see. I wanted to remove the elephants live on stream today, but I'm not sure I'll have time for that, because it's getting... I have some...
Great. A cancer operation live.
Yeah. I might just do a video on that or do it in the next stream, but I probably won't have time today. I just want to get over this lore thing in the Battle of Vynguard. This was actually this is one of the flashback quests I wanted to originally implement, related to Dark
Which
Forest
sounds
Inn.
really cool.
So
I would love a series of story flashback quests that kind of is like your main story mode for Perisno.
Yeah.
You just gotta find all the pieces.
Yeah, it would help if we could do a lot more story stuff. And it's possible in Warband. It's very possible. I mean, for people who've played like Light Darkness, for example, I really enjoy that mod because of its story aspects. And CWR, one of her developers as well, who helped up till 1.0, I think. He made himself... Let's go over that quickly. Man, let me bring that up quick for people who are interested in story mods. And let me go over and find it here.
CWR has done such cool stuff, both for Perisno and his own mod. He even got to help work on Bannerlord for a bit.
Yeah. I gotta find his mod quick here before I continue.
Really? That's one of my favorite things about this work that I do, just the people that I get to meet from one project or another.
Alright, let me see his projects. We got his files. Okay. Bones of Ragnvald, for people who are not familiar with this work. One of my favorite story-driven mods for Mount&Blade Warband, the Bones of Ragnvald. I'll put the link up in the Twitch chat for anyone interested. He's not working on it anymore, but it's still one of my favorite story mods. I did a video a while back on it as well. It's
Is
really
it basically complete or complete enough, even if they did want to do more?
It's playable. It has a few small bugs, but I think it's complete enough to where you won't really notice any bugs or anything like that. It's playable in a pretty decent. I wanted CWR to come on and talk about it today, but we might have him on next week and also I wanted him to come on and talk about his time working on Mount&Blade Bannerlord, but unfortunately, I do not believe he is on right now. Nope, he's not online, unfortunately. But we'll get him on next week, guys. And we won't go over Bones of Ragnvald by myself, because I want him to talk about it, since he made the thing. I actually helped on it.
Maybe MS Warlord should play through it next.
I won't make him do it, but it's up to him. Yeah. I wanted to say one more thing. I actually helped This is the only other mod that I've worked on besides Perisno, is Bones of Ragnvald. I didn't do too much, but I can say I did a few things.
Love to play it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If people like story-driven mods.
Ragnvald.
I think he says Ragnvald. I don't know. Maybe we both butchered it.
Yeah, Mitch, stop speaking German.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Huh?
I don't know. All right, we're gonna go over the battle.
It's pronounced Ragnvald.
Okay. Then I was incorrect. Thank you for the correction. He never told me how to pronounce it correctly, so maybe he didn't know it either. All right. One final thing I want to go over today, unless Arlaygio has some more stuff after this, is 550 BE to 0 BE. So for people who are still following the timeline, we're currently in the Warband timeline. We're at 295. So this is close, almost 1,000 years beforehand. So it's a long time. And we're still talking about Aracanus. He was still alive. He is still alive. All right, in the year 549, Prince Kangrif Garisic was leading a scouting party on the orders of King Hagenhold to scout out the vast woodlands to the west. He grew more and more suspicious of the surrounding lands and what lay beyond the maps. This led to the discovery of the Nephali. So this year, 549, Perisno became aware of the Nephali. And this would lead to certain other things, but we're going to go over the Battle of Vynguard. 400 BE. Vynguard Castle stood less than a day's ride from the border. Once again, if we bring up this, so this would be, so Galway's up here. I've been usually thinking about that Vynguard Castle be along this route. So a day's ride would be roughly over here. I don't know. There's still some map stuff I have to figure out. And so basically, we're gonna say Vynguard Castle's around right here, and to have some context, Vynguard Castle stood less than a day's ride from the border. It was a looming castle near the Shinara forest, which would be, the forest could be around this area. Some forests are named in Perisno, some are not, the more important ones. Its fortifications had been reinforced throughout the last year, preparing if the border defenses were to fall. The lord of the castle was Aracanus. Once again, very important, notable figure in the lore of Perisno. He was a mysterious figure among the people, and as long as anyone could remember, he stood as high commander for the Perisno army. His personal household troops, the Arcane Defenders, which you can find in the current iteration of Perisno, were just as mysterious. Aracanus was a tall...
Gonna love making their stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No worries. If anyone wants to interrupt and ask questions, feel free. Aracanus was a tall, muscular in stature, and his piercing green eyes seemed to look into the depths of anyone who come in contact with his view. Nobody besides his men were allowed in the keep, so there were certain parts of the keep that were off limits to outsiders, or the rest of the Perisnoans. The rest of the troops had their own quarters a distance away. It was the 6th day of the 6th month in the year 400 BE. A few arcane riders had returned the night before, towing boxes that seemed rather heavy as they struggled to unload them into the keep. From the apparent whispers among the troops stationed in the castle, these riders had been out scouting Clymorian land for the past month and had just returned. I'm sure few of you can guess what's inside the boxes. A few nearby guards caught a glimpse of the contents of the boxes as the riders opened one up to show Aracanus, who had been summoned quickly. Throughout the previous night...
I know.
What's up?
Is it free game passes for Raid Shadow Legends on the inside?
Oh, funny you should mention that. They actually reached out to me the other day.
No!
They did.
No!
Yes. I did. I'm serious. I had
Tofu, are you hearing this?
I had a raid. No, I'm serious. I had a Raid Shadow Legends. I wanted to save the contract so bad. They sent out a contract and everything. I had to play to get to a certain level. I had to play so many hours of it on stream. And if I get to these levels, they would have certain payouts, right? I actually read through it, but I wish I had saved this. I'll find it for you guys. I'll find it. Oh, that's funny though. Talking about how to
Yeah.
pronounce names. What about Ellen Torres? Don't make me pronounce those names. Please don't make me pronounce. Arlaygio, can you take a hack at that? Can you see this Twitch chat? Or should I post? I'll send it to you in DMs. One second. So he wants us to pronounce the following. I'm not even gonna try.
The names are excellent.
I've made some of these names and I don't know how to pronounce them.
I don't know either. I just dropped out of the call, dang it.
No worries. I sent it to you on Discord.
Yeah.
I want
Gallus Medin? Iliathrendil? You know, I've watched enough Lord of the Ring movies, and let's face it, that was the inspiration for the elves at first in Perisno, which are the Nephali now. So I can kind of pronounce some of these. Ilianthradil? Iliandrathil. Yeah. Barlathion?
You're doing better than I am, or I would.
Valthaunian, who's a big Lord of the Rings fan, cringing at me trying to do this right now. Ugh.
Arlaygio, I made a band elf shirt. Did you see it yet?
No. Is that also in our Perisno merchandise?
Yes, it's a meme shirt. I'll send it to you.
Has a problem with elves. Chrysor approved. Okay, I'll take a look at this.
It actually has the elf stands for evil little effers.
Oh my god.
It was Tofu's iteration. I just laughed.
The only problem with that picture is I think Lord of the Rings unit, and you could get sued for it, but no, I don't know. Probably nobody cares right now.
Yeah. It's not technically, it's more of a... Yeah.
It might be a fan model for what that they are trying to represent something in the books, but we never saw in the movies. So because of that, technically the design is not copyrighted.
Yeah. And I had my artist draw it up, so technically I own the image, but it's still funny. I know. I found it to be pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. Did I miss anything? Unlock your new Perisno Guardsman in the raid today. I still can't believe that they reached out or sent the whatever it's called. I have what 50 followers on Twitch, or I don't know. They must be desperate. I don't know how it works because I've seen some pretty prominent YouTubers actually use them.
I know, and
It's
you
crazy.
get sick of hearing about it.
Yeah.
It's like Perisno's weird. We have a huge community, but the community pretty much only plays the mod. They don't watch the streams. They don't do anything else.
Yeah. I've got a few online. 5 to 10 people. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
My YouTube.
Eventually, we can build our audience and get them to realize we do other things. It's just going to take time and consistency.
Well, it's also hard to find out which times people are on the most if they want to watch a live stream. Like I found, because I'm in Central Time, there's a bunch of Europeans that are never on when I am, or I don't know. It's
a lot of my friends are European.
Yeah.
I get that.
Warband, welcome to the stream, and maybe you'll win the giveaway. Let me take a seat.
You guys are live from the Gettysburg battlefield right now, and it's haunted.
Is that good or bad? That's sharp. I got a few. Are you streaming like right now on your channel, MS? I actually haven't checked your stream today. Let me.
That's so good with some high fantasy and Perisno involved.
Yeah.
Yes, we are dual streaming. We've been dual streaming the entire time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
Awesome.
mentioned that. Yeah. Let me bring up your stream quick for those of you who aren't aware of the 2021 Streamer of the Year. Not me, of course, but there he is. Man. Looking good. I can't watch my stream and stream at the same time because of my internet, but I'll bring up his stream in a second here in Discord. There you go. Warlord told me I have lots of tickets to claim.
Loving
Yes,
the
do.
lore, guys. Love that lore.
Hold on, Mitch. I gotta go.
All right, man.
I might come back.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll be. I think I'm pretty much done for today because I got some people coming over once again. So we'll finish the Battle of Vynguard for sure. So if I don't catch you, just yeah, hit me up on Discord. Yeah, Warlord or Warband. Sorry, Warband on Twitch. If you do exclamation points, it'll show you how much points you have. All right, let's keep moving along and finish up with the Vynguard Castle lore. Where was I here? A few guards caught a glimpse of the contents of a box as the riders open up one to show Aracanus, who has been summoned. Throughout the previous night, orders were given to buff the watch and keep eyes on any sign of trouble. Whispers were spreading of what the strange rock-like thing could be, which, for some of you, are the Claymorian eggs that were found, or you could say stolen, from the Claymorians, or they were discovered. We'll keep it up for assumption for now. Just few hours after daybreak, the horn sounded. Claymorian scouts had been spotted in the distance. By noon, they had set up their assault, ready to siege Vynguard Castle. Aracanus, along with Trisvia, the head arcane defender, had been talking for most of the morning atop the watchtower. Trisvia was doing most of the talking as Aracanus stared off in the distance, occasionally glancing over at her and nodding. Not much could have been made out, but his usual expressionless face was now making a scowl, almost worrisome. Another horn was sounded, and the men started running off to their stations. A strange howling could be heard in the distance. This sound had been reported numerous times by the scouts who had ventured close into the Claymorian territory. A watchman on the tower saw them first. What seemed like hundreds of horsemen flanked by what looked to be a creature out of a fairy tale. They stood almost 5 or 6 feet tall, with long, thin legs and sharp-pointed mouths. I'm gonna fix this mouse here. Yeah, why are you doing this? Their backs were covered with what looked like scales, but the sides seemed to expose with just fur. Men with chains secured these ugly beasts, walking next to them, barely holding on as they could, the best they could. Aracanus, by the time, was on the walls, and he counted close to 30 creatures from what he could see. The defenders looked around, weapons ready, archers waiting for the signal to fire. The Claymorians stopped out of range as their siege machines started rolling through the lines. Battering rams covered in black steel, and some siege towers were being pushed closer. A large man covered from head to toe in sharp black armor reached the front of the line. As he stopped his hand, the creatures were turned loose. Arrows went flying in from the wall. Arrows went flying from the walls. Many simply bounced off the scaly backs. Others hit their mark. With every arrow finding flesh, loud piercing shrieks were emitted. Only a few fell, while the rest, embedded with arrows, simply kept coming. Aracanus ordered for the ballistas to be fired. The big lumbering machines hit their mark, downing a couple more. In horror, Aracanus and his men watched as these beasts started trying to scale the walls. A few got ever so close, but were sliced down by the guardsmen as they reached the top. More and more beasts were released. By this time, the rest of the army had reached the walls. 1, then 2, then 3 animals somehow made it over the walls and onto the keep. Anyone nearby was quickly torn apart. Spear after spear, arrow after arrow found their mark, but it took an alarming number of them to stop these monsters. All night the battle raged on. The Claymorians had the numbers, but once losing their last beast, they retreated. So, yeah, there's still a few edits I have to make on this, but this is basically the Battle of Vynguard overview lore. Aracanus is badass. 2 words. Flaming sword. Yeah, he is. He's really old too.
We do kind of want to replace the flaming sword with something a little more unique.
Yeah.
The Perisno and Shard blade with the made of the green shards. But yeah, I could model that so easy too. It would be just an easy update.
Yeah. Do you have a work in progress picture of the shard blade? I think you showed it a while back.
Showed a purple one because originally you wanted the purple shards. Let me pull it up in Substance Painter for you.
Okay. I'll bring up
And
your...
I will stream. Okay. Continue anyways. Recent files.
Let me know when you're live and I'll show your stream. A shame I didn't catch most of this stream, Mitch, but I'm working on a paper.
There you go.
That's fine. I'll have it on YouTube also then for anyone to watch afterwards. No worries.
Here we go.
Let's watch our Arlaygio stream over here. Yeah, this is the shard blade that keeps being mentioned that Aracanus and his Arcane Defenders eventually will obtain or will have.
Yeah, and I can make it green. That'd be perfect in my opinion. And then the Talranian longsword down here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can change the color now. No. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yes, on the green.
Oh, that looks good.
Base color. There we go.
Love that. Looks good.
You can make the Perisno and Star white as well. The hilt. I'm gonna keep the purple color though, so I can, because Limbard was Perisno's allies. I think some of the better knights would have been given a shard blade to help fight the Glimorian beasts. And,
Yep.
yeah, I'll probably make a new model for the Perisno design and keep this as a legendary item or some quest item for Limbard you can obtain. Maybe give it to a lord for now.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I'm much better at modeling and texturing now than I was way back then. You can make a better hilt design than these random squiggles. They look good, but they could look better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it looks really good overall.
Thank you.
All right, where were we? We were about... Yeah, let's end this. Thanks for showing that, Arlaygio.
You're welcome.
And let's finish off this thing part over here for the Battle of Vynguard.
Excellent work, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's finish off, and I should be about done for the stream today. We're closing on an hour and a half. For those people who still want to get the tickets in, make sure they get them in before the stream ends. I'm not 100% sure I'll have to stream on tomorrow. If not, then on Monday, like usual, from 12 to 6, I have the stream running for people who want to collect tickets for the giveaway. So basically, for the people who finished it, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but Trisvia was actually the wife of Aracanus, and she, back then, right now, he doesn't have a wife anymore. We'll go over that next week of what happens to her. All right, guys, I'm about done for the lore part of the stream. I wanted to remove some elephants today, do some surgery on Perisno 1.4. Unfortunately, we'll not have enough time. I may or may not stream tomorrow and do that live for any of you who's interested and collecting more tickets. Let's see who's on top of the leaderboards right now before we get out of here. All-time tickets right now, a guy called Own3D, I'm not sure who this is, has 1,600 tickets or points who hasn't claimed yet. Caxapi, I don't know, 1,500.
Are they paying you money for those tickets?
The way to get tickets is watch the stream. That's pretty much.
Okay.
So if you watch 10 minutes, you get 7 points. Very simple. And in order to redeem your points, you just in the stream you type !enter, and you redeem 1 ticket per 10 points. And the more tickets you have, so I run this off of Stream Elements, right? So at the end, I click on. Let's bring this up as well. Giveaway. Point giveaway. I'll bring this up here. And Stream Elements does this all. We have 21 entrants currently, 509 tickets purchased. And you can buy tickets at the bottom here, or you can do it in chat. Once I click end the giveaway, Stream Elements picks one from the tickets randomly. The more tickets you have, the better chance of winning the giveaway. But here's the kicker, guys. This is for the Twitch, part of the people who watch. So whoever wins this, I'll probably get 3 winners. I'm sure some of you have seen me do this. On Discord, go up to the giveaway channel, click react on the giveaway bot, and 5 winners or 5 entrants will be chosen as well. So you get 5 people will get bonus entries to the giveaway on Discord. All patrons get 1 bonus entry as well. Doesn't matter which tier you are. So you can get entrants from Patreon, you can get entrants from Discord. Discord has the biggest chance of getting your bonus entries because we currently have 2,053, and our biggest following and our biggest area of people we have is on Discord. So I figured Discord would be the fairest place to get entrants from. And Twitch is the second place you can get entrants. So you could possibly have 3 entries into the giveaway, which I'll do on this website, our famous Wheel of Names. So entrant 1 could be the same. Whatever. Let's do Arlaygio. We'll use him for an example. Let's say Arlaygio is a winner on our Twitch giveaway, and he also wins the Discord giveaway entrant, so he'll be on here twice. And Arlaygio, let's say Arlaygio is a patron, he'll be on here 3 times. So he has.
You know what, Mitch?
What's up?
I'm already a winner because I get to help make Perisno.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And let's do MS Warlord here as well. Let's see, he's on here twice. And I'll do Michadr once again, just for example. And let's get Sovan on here as well. Let's get Tofu twice. All right, so what I'm going to do, let's do customize here. We'll do a 4-second spin for the test. And every spin eliminates 1 person. So the last person standing wins the giveaway. I know I've done this a few times, but just for the newer people who are watching who haven't seen it before, how I want the giveaway to work. So Arlaygio has been eliminated twice already. Sorry, Arlaygio. You're probably not going to win this.
It's okay. Talranium players are used to it.
I just got eliminated myself. Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button. But anyway, Tofu and Arlaygio are left. Let's see who wins. The developers, this is a rigged giveaway. Tofu wins the giveaway, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Yeah, stupid Ellen Torrens. Always ruining my day.
But anyway, that's the basic overview of how the giveaway will work. Once again, we will do the giveaway when we release version 1.4, and the winner gets to choose one of these 3: merchandise from the Perisno merch store, a copy of Mount&Blade 2 Bannerlord, or the Perisno 16x20 canvas. That is pretty much all I have for you guys tonight, unless Arlaygio has some other stuff he wants to talk about.
Oh, I'm good to go.
All right. I won't keep you guys any longer. I'm pretty sure I'll have to stream up tomorrow for people who want to collect tickets. Thank you for watching Perisno. Thank you for joining in. And may the luck be on your side.